What's up, everybody? Long time no see. I took a week off of posting videos and I am excited to be back. I had COVID and have healed, but just really struggled with having zero energy. But I am feeling much better now, and unfortunately my garden has been so neglected that I just am going to have to go out here and tackle it bit by bit. So today I wanted to share with you a little crisis situation I had and show you around the garden a little bit and show you what it is that I am hoping to accomplish tonight. It is a beautiful Saturday evening. I will be posting this, so you'll see this Monday. But the high today was 82, and so, gosh, it is so nice out right now. It feels like it's like 70, which is crazy for our time of year. We've been in the 90s. So, I am loving it. I just got the sun off of my garden for the most part, so I am going to go out and start working on the weeds. So last night, as if you've watched my videos any, you know, we just put this garden in over the course of, sorry, it's bouncy. We just put this garden in over the course of a few months starting in January. And we put the initial fence in, and then we're talking with a neighbor, and the neighbor said, listen, the deer are going to jump your fence. So we ended up putting a mesh fence around the top and then putting these pie plates in. So we were trying to combat the rabbits and the deer. So it is, I like to call it Fort Knox, because it not only, let me show you, I'm gonna walk you over. Sorry if it's a little bit bouncy. Gosh, I've really missed you guys. I've missed doing videos. Thank you for being patient with me. So we have this metal fence. We have a bunny fence, this mesh bunny fence, and then we have one on top. And last night, my husband was standing out. It was almost dark. It was like dusk. And my husband was standing out watching around the edge of the fence. And crazy enough, he was like, we have bunnies. It's like they've reproduced. It is crazy. We have tons and tons and tons of bunnies. Well, I see them hopping all around the fence all the time, but they cannot get in this fence. Well, my husband is watching, and he said the bunny kind of went like along the bottom of the fence and then the next thing you know, the bunny is in the garden. And I'm like, there's no way. So we go and we like search, and there are little holes like the size of a baseball maybe around the back of the fence. And so here is something that I don't know if any of you have gardens, but this mesh fencing, I have the smaller holes here, the bigger holes on the top. The bunnies chewed through. Did you know that? Did you know bunnies will chew through this fence? I guess it's not mesh, it's plastic. So we've got a dilemma. We went ahead last night. Sorry, my hand's getting tired. We went ahead last night and we patched the holes around the back, which I'll go and show you. But now it's like, what do we do? We have put up everything that we know to put up. So we have talked about putting an electric fence up around the base, or getting some wire fencing around the bottom, but God, that's so expensive. The problem is I've got everything planted now, and you know, if bunnies were to get in here, it would be so bad. So I just wanted to show you and sort of even give you a warning. Let me show you where they got in. All right, so I'm at the back of my garden. As you can see, this is the back. And he started noticing the bunny kind of going along the fence here. And so they had chewed a little opening here and here, and then one more, and then over on the side. And we're getting in. So I would love to hear from you. Any solutions that you have. This this is a problem because we have so much happening in the garden, which I'm going to show you around and show you what I need to do. It's kind of crazy. So we're going to go inside really quick. Okay, what I also want to show you is that we went around. These are smaller than sod staples and pinned the bottom all the way around the entire garden, so they're not able to get in the underneath this fence. That's why I was so shocked. There is no way, and I'm so neurotic, I won't let us weed eat around it or inside it. So this is not what I wanted to have happen. All right, first let me say I am very, very grateful for and excited with how this garden looks. I am somebody that hates weeds. I want a meticulous garden with 0 weeds. I want it manicured and very nice. And so when I look at this garden in the present state, it's hard for me. Had I not gotten sick, it wouldn't have happened, but I can't look at it like that because we can't do anything. We have taken every precaution to not get sick. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I want to tell you that, I don't want to come across as I am complaining about this garden at all. I mainly just want to share with you sort of a struggle that I'm having right now with, this amazing, beautiful gift of a garden. But it is also something that I am committed and willing to, get out here and put in the hard work, which you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to take a little tour. Okay, I'm going to give you a little glimpse of everything. It's growing so great, with the exception of my herb bed. This is, okay, we'll start here. So my herb bed, we have a problem. I don't know what that problem is, but I am losing my herbs. I know I need to get some soil, some soil amendment in here. So this is something that I'm really considering digging up and replanting something different and just having herb containers. But as you can see, I have some nasturtiums that have come up throughout. I really need to get in here and weed. The weeds have taken over this bed pretty bad. And so I'm going to have to get in here and hand pull this bed. All right, let's look at my cool season bed, as I call it. These are my potatoes, my sweet potatoes, my onions, and my leeks. The leeks are coming along nicely, and then I've got some butternut squash down the side. This bed definitely is going crazy, but I'm okay with that. I have one random kale plant that just randomly came up, but the bugs are eating it, and that's okay. So we'll start harvesting out of this bed probably in the next week. All right, let's look at my peppers and my tomatoes. So my peppers are, they're very slow to grow. I needed to pinch them back and I didn't. I'm okay with that. I'm going to leave them how they are. And my husband got in here. He is the most precious human being. I am so grateful to him. He came out here last night. I walked out and he is weeding the garden. So this was covered in weeds. And he came in here with my little, I call it my stirrup tool, weeding tool, and he weeded it for me. So one of the hardest parts and the saddest parts for me when I got sick was right when my tomatoes needed to be staked. And we went through about 2.5 weeks of could not come out here, could not do much of anything. It's been pretty rough because my daughter got really sick, and then I got sick, and my husband got sick. And so when my tomatoes needed to be staked, we were sick. And so I came out and I put cages, and my tomatoes are on the ground. They are wild and out of control. And, I just had to come to terms with, you do the best you can do. And, I wanted to try a new system this year. I wanted to do where I hung the line across the top and held them up that way. But, you just have to do what you can do. And this was the best that I could do. So I have really thought long and hard about coming in and trimming up my tomato plants to give them a better, to thin them out. But I don't really want to open up the plants and give them open wounds to allow the bugs, insects, and diseases to get in it. So I would love to hear your comments. I have grown tomatoes for, 30 years now, and I've never not staked them the proper way. And this year, so this is different for me, so I'm not sure. I don't know how to fix this. On the back row, I have my staple tomatoes, my bigger tomatoes. I have Roma tomatoes here in this middle row. I have cherry tomatoes across the front row, and then I have my peppers. These are just green peppers and red peppers. So, any tips, any thoughts? Literally, the cages, I tried my best, but the tomatoes had grown really crooked. So, getting them staked was, or even in a cage, which was really all I could do. I couldn't go out because I was in quarantine to go get steaks, so that was really all I could do. So any thoughts, any advice, please share. Then another dilemma, I noticed my beans were not putting out the tendrils. And, I wanted the beans, these are green beans, I wanted them to climb. And I went back and looked at the package, and I accidentally picked up bush beans. So I had to quickly, in the middle of all of this, go in and plant more beans. And so I have my pole beans that have climbed, that have germinated, and they will pop up and start climbing soon. So we're gonna have bush beans on the outside, on the inside, and pole beans on the outside. It'll be all right. Somewhere in these weeds, I had to plant them on, and they have come up beautifully here as well. So that's okay. It just is going to set it back just a hair, but that's okay. All right, we're going to keep going on this side. This bed is sort of a low-lying bed. And so I have grapes and raspberries and a kiwi across the back. We are going to go ahead and put in our lines to train the grapes. And then we've got blackberries, we've got cantaloupe. The cantaloupe is really coming together. I have kohlrabi, hope I'm saying that right. These were free plants that I was given. And then we have our watermelon that have jumped up. We have blueberry bushes, and then I planted 6 bush cucumbers in here. This bed just seemed very bare to me, but I think it's going to be nice when the watermelon are thriving, the cantaloupe are thriving. So my sweet husband also weeded this bed, so I'm going to get in here in just a few minutes and really try and neaten that up. Then we have our cucumbers that have really started jumping. I love it. They're starting to climb, so pretty soon they're going to climb up this cattle panel trellis, and we're going to have an archway of cucumbers, and I cannot wait. So they are doing fantastic. This bed over here is thriving, but we've got weeds, which is okay. So my peppers here, my lima beans here. I have some sunflowers in the back. These are dwarf sunflowers, and then I have eggplant. I planted sunflowers all across the back and down the sides, and the birds ate all of the seeds. So I don't even have one sunflower that is germinated, unfortunately. So next year, I'm just going to start them and plant the plants instead of the seeds. We have squash and zucchini all throughout here, and it is looking gorgeous. Looky, looky. Isn't that cute? Then we have our corn. I did a succession planting with my corn and started some smaller seeds or some smaller plants in the back. And they're doing really well. They're thriving. All right, now let's look at this. This is my zinnia bed, or zinnia, and it is, I've got all different flowers coming up in here, and then I've got so many weeds, but I'm just gonna leave this bed and just let it do what it does. I'm not gonna do anything other than cut the grass on this side. This is my cut flower bed, and I am thrilled to say these Mexican sunflowers look like they're about to burst open. I have dahlias that have opened, lupine that are going crazy. I had some poppies to already, I took a picture, I'll show you that picture right now. But I had poppies that opened up and then have gone to seed. And my yarrow is doing well, but again, the weeds, look at the weeds. It's super bad. And then look at my hollyhocks. Aren't they nice? And my bee balm, look, it's just starting to bloom. Isn't this gorgeous? Yes. And then I have a coneflower. This is just getting ready to open up. I'm not sure what color it's gonna be, but I'm really, really excited of that. And my ferns are really putting on some nice new growth. And then this is my little secret garden. Oh, look. Oh, wow. We're getting ready to have flowers. Oh, this is so exciting. So I have dahlias that have germinated and are thriving. I have zinnias, look, getting ready to burst open. And then I have a dahlia here. I have some sweet pea. I have gladiolas and my rose, and then Finley's fairy garden over here that is just going crazy. And then let's take a walk and look at these roses. So today what I am going to do is I am going to get in here and I'm going to start the process of getting this garden back in shape. As you can see, I have a ton of old roses. They are so beautiful. And so I'm just going to come in here and start cleaning this up. I think this rose has rose rosette. And that would mean, if that is what this is, and I don't know 100%, it's very characteristic of it, that would mean that this could infect all the other roses. So I would have to get this one out. So I'm not 100% sure. If any of you know, that know the hybrid tea roses, if that is what this is, it sure looks like it. Let me know. And I'm gonna come in here. I'm going to cut all of the old blooms off, and look at this. Woo woo. And then I'm just going to get the weeds throughout here, see if I can get this in shape. So yeah. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and stop all this talking, and I am going to get started on my beds. I think I'm going to start over in my herb garden and just get that cleaned up, and then move this way. So I'm going to set the camera up and just get to work. And I look forward to talking to you when I'm done. All right, I am all finished with the bed. I just wanted to get one bed done to feel that sense of accomplishment. And so I wanted to show you this tool. If you have any sort of a plant bed, this is a must-have. The proper name, this is a Craftsman, and it is a wood-handled weeding hoe. I highly recommend 20 out of 10. It is quite the incredible weeding tool, the best, hands down. It does tend to work a lot better when the ground is wet, so I would highly recommend watering first and then doing this, maybe once the water has settled just a little bit. So anyway, tomorrow I am going to do my part 2 of the garden cleanup. I am going to trellis my cucumbers. I am going to work on getting all the other beds that my sweet husband weeded for me, and then I'm going to take care of getting in this flower bed. So anyway, stay tuned for part 2 tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you again in another video very soon. I hope you get a chance to go get your hands dirty today, and I hope you stay well. And I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any tips on the tomatoes, if you have any tips on, you know, anything, I would love to hear from you. And the rose, if you know what that, sorry, there's a little gnat. Anyway, if you know, if that is rose rosette, or if you know of a different disease or virus that it is, please let me know. Obviously, if it's rose rosette, I need to get it out right away. So hope and pray it is not. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care, everybody.